Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutakabbala. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. So here we are with our session number 115, and we are going to inshallah start our session with a quick review, inshallah. So let's start. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So words that make mudare mansoob by their own power without any help from an. Who knows those words that are able to make mudare mansoob without any help from an? There are four, and it includes an itself, right? So an by itself, it works on its own, does not need help from any other harf. And then there is K. K sounds right. K by itself. The first row by itself. All are bolded. All are telling you that they work on their own. They do not need any help from any other harf. So the first row, which includes an, lan, kay, idhan. These four are the ones that are going to make mudare mansoob without any help from an. Okay, so an itself is going to make, an is included, but they don't need any other help. They have the power of their own to make mudare mansoob. Make sense or no sense? And this was something that we covered in our term 2 as well. This was just a review of what we have done in the past. Okay, just to brush up on the previous memories, so that when we are doing advanced nahu, it is not too hard. Okay, so an, lan, kay, izan are the ones that have the power of their own. They make mudare mansoob by themselves. When it comes to mudare mansoob, words that make mudare mansoob by the help of an, they include, what are those that need an to make mudare mansoob? They don't have any. Hatta, li, very well done. Lamu ta'lil, which is li, yeah, lamu ta'lil. Hatta, fa, very good job. Then wow, very good job. And then au, right? These are the ones that need help from an. These lamu ta'lil, lamul jahud, hatta, fa, wow, au are going to take help from hidden an after them. Lamu ta'lil is a little different, and I'm going to ask you in the review, and then you can tell me about it. So what is the meaning of hatta? Who can tell the two meanings of hatta that we have covered in our last session? One is until, yahan tak ke, bilkul, and the second one is so that, take, right? It has a benefit of giving you the reason why an action should occur as well. It can come in the meaning of kay as well. Very well done. So meaning of kay, as I just said, the meaning of kay is so that, and it is going to give you the reason why an action should happen. Make sense or no sense? So far clear? That kay can give you the reason. It has tafidu ta'alil, and hatta can have the meaning of kay as well. Sometimes, these haruf borrow from each other. And you will learn, inshallah, in your advanced sessions, how these haruf sometimes have meaning of another harf. They borrow the meaning of another harf. Okay? What will make hidden and visible after lamu ta'lil? Do you know of any word that can come after lamu ta'lil? And in that case, you will see unvisible. Instead of being hidden after li, it's going to be visible. La nafiya. My dear sisters, it is la nafiya, right? It is la nafiya, and that you have it on your slides as well, that la nafiya, when it comes after lamu ta'lil, it will make unvisible, right? Li Allah. right? Here we have that. Li Allah, because la nafia, when it is followed by la nafia, you are going to see visible an. Okay. Now the next question is, can there be al masdar al muawwal after words with hidden an? So after li, absolutely, right? If you have a hidden an, obviously it's going to make masdarul muawwal, and that's how we have been labeling in our last session. We started to label it accordingly because now we have learned about al masdarul muawwal, so we know how to label and put i'rab on stuff, right? So status of al masdarul muawwal after hatta and li is going to be fi mahalli jar. Barakallahu feek, dear sister. So your masdar al-muawwal is going to be jar in status after hatta and li. Okay. Which haruf have a meaning, a benefit of reasoning? Tafidu ta'alil. And we just covered them. K, number one, K, yes. Then hatta, K, hatta. And what about li? Lamu ta'alil. Its name is ta'alil. So will it have a benefit of reasoning? Yeah, because it has the same meaning as kai, right? Lamu ta'alil shares the same meaning as kai, because I'm telling you them separately because sometimes they can be seen together in Quran, like li kai, and sometimes you will see them separately. Okay. So are we all on the same page? Should we continue with the rest of our harufun nasiba and finish them off real quick? Okay, let's see here. So we were doing the two meanings of hatta, and we covered that, it can have two meanings. It can have a meaning of until, it can have a meaning of so that. I think we have done that. And now I'm going to teach you about wawil ma'ayya, waw of accompaniment. Okay, so for example, when I say la atanaffasu wa ashraba, I do not breathe while at the same time when I'm drinking. Does it make sense? Do you get a meaning that I do not breathe in my glass at the same time when I'm drinking? Are you with me, my dear sisters? Here you will see the two actions occurring at the same time. There is two that happen together. For example, as the sentence that I have in front of you is, I do not breathe and drink. I do not do these two things together. So when you get that meaning, the waw that you see here is going to be called wawil ma'iyya, and you will see a mudare mansoob after it. There is a hidden an after this waw that is going to make mudare mansoob. This waw has to be after either negation or asalibu talb. Asalibu talb, who remembers what are the asalibu talb? These asalibu talb include fail nahi, failul amr, istifham, taraji, tamanni, tahdid. The 6 demands that you have in Arabic include command, forbidding, question, hope, wish, and urging. And the urging can be forceful urging or gentle urging. Okay? So you will see this waw either after negation. And do you see this waw after negation in this sentence? Who thinks that the waw is after a negation here in this sentence? Yes, there is la nafia. There is la nafia before it. And then you are seeing waw al-Ma'iyya, and you are that is why you know that this is Babul Ma'iyya, because though my translation doesn't say that, but you should know that the meaning here is I do not do drinking and breathing at the same time. Okay? ये दोनों काम मैं इकट्ठे नहीं करती हूँ. There is a यानी जब मैं सांस लेती हूँ मैं I don't मैं सांस नहीं लेती जब मैं पानी पी रही होती हूँ. ठीक है? Okay. Now, when we see fa sababiyya, the fa that is going to be before any fail mansoob, the name for that particular fa is fa sababiyya. You all remember that fa? We have learned it in detail in our second term or third term, I think. We have gone over it in a lot of detail. So fa sababiyya is going to be not just, you will not see it anywhere, you will see it after negation, either after negation, or you will see it after failul amr, you will see it after fail nahi, you will see it after istifham, or you can see it after tamanni, taraji, or tahdid. Okay, so you are, these are the 6 conditions of asali butal, and the 7th condition is the negation. Okay, you just don't label any fa sababiyya, you will find the 7 reasons before, and then you will call your fa sababiyya. Otherwise it is some other kind of fa. It may be just simple at. Okay, so here in this verse from Surah Al-Baqarah, which we have done in the past as well, la taqraba hadhihi shajarata. So what are we seeing here? La taqraba. Is it some kind of what kind of la are we seeing here? Is it negation or it is forbidding la? Is it la nahiya? Yes or no? Or la nafiya? The question is la nafiya or nahiya. Because you are seeing mudare majzoom after it, kindly label it la nahiya. And then you are, so this is making up your forbidding. Do not come near this tree, right? Do not come near this tree. Fatakuna min al-zalimin. So what is making takunani takuna? What do you think? An mudmira after fa is making mudare mansoob bihasbin noon li'annahu min al-af'alul khamsa, right? Min al-af'alil khamsa. Because it is from af'alil khamsa. And why is it from af'alil khamsa? Who can tell me what is there that makes it qualify to be from af'alul khamsa? There's a pronoun that by which you know that this fail is going to be from af'alul khamsa, and there is an aliful isnain that qualifies, okay, it to be from af'alul khamsa, and these af'al are majzoom or mansoob bihasbin noon. Okay, the question is tahdid. The meaning of tahdid is urging, incitement, persuasion. Okay, you are asking someone to do something, you're demanding, you're making someone do something by gentle urging or by forceful urging. Okay, taraji we have gone over, and that was la'alla. If you have la'alla in your sentence, that is a particle by which you have hope, right? It's a particle of hope. And for tamanni, you have learned harf nasb later, I wish, right? So tamanna is to wish, taraji is to hope. And for taraji, we have la'alla. For tamanni, we have later. Amin wa iyaki. So that was that. And now comes your Babil Ma'ayya. You have seen Babil Ma'ayya is also going to follow the same principles as Faus Sababiyya. It has to be after Nafi or Asali Butal. So let's see Surat Ali Imran. We have a verse from there. You see after Waw, a Mudare Mansoob. You all can see Ya'lam al-Sabirin. And do you have any reason for the Mudare to be Mansoob? So yes, there is a vow. Now you know that because we are learning about Wabil Ma'ayya, so there is a vow. But if you were given this in Quran without any notes, no Google slides, and you see a verse in Quran and you see a Mudare Mansub after vow, what should you look for? What should you look for, my dear sisters? If I see a vow and after vow there is a Mudare Mansub, and it could be because of atf as well, but أن تدخلوا, do you assume or do you think that you will enter Jannah while Allah has not made known those who strived from among you all, and He has not made known or He has made known as-sabirina, those who are patient. So, but this cannot be matuf on this, right? Do you assume that you will enter Jannah and He will know the sabirin? Does not make sense. This cannot be because of atf, right? Yes, we are not. It is going to be. It has a function of atf as well. The wawil ma'ayya will do the function of atf as well. But here there is a hidden an after it, which is making mudare mansub. Do you see negation or asalibutal in Surat Ali Imran's verse here? Any negation that we are seeing here? Yes, our verse is having a negation in the form of lamma. Lamma here is making mudare majzoom. So therefore, this is lamma from harf jazima that also has a benefit of negation, right? While Allah has not yet made known, right? When I say while Allah has not yet made known, what kind of vow is this? When I translate this vow as while, who can tell me what kind of vow is this? What about rest of the sisters? Yes, it can be vow hal. Yeah, but for wawil ma'ayya, are we seeing anything before? If I call it this one as wawil ma'ayya, is there any reason for it to be wawil ma'ayya? Do we have anything that is preceding it, either nafi or any asalibu talbis preceding this vow, the first vow? Yes or no? No. So this cannot be wawil ma'ayya. The first vow is not wawil ma'ayya, but it can be waw halia, right? Waw al halia. So don't forget your vows, okay? We have, just when I say while, it should make you think of waw hal, okay? So while Allah has not yet made known those who strove among you all, and He has not made known the sabirin. At the same time, He has also not made known the sabirin, right? Who had been steadfast. So you see a negation before it, and therefore this vow can be wawil ma'ayya, and that is the reason the mudare is mansub after it. That could be one of the reasons why the mudare is mansub after it. Okay, everyone got it or no? Okay, so for this wawil ma'ayya, please make sure that you see and find nafi or asalibutal before. Okay, in the next verse, now look at the next verse. So yes, so Sister Anas, what could be the reason for nukaziba to be nukaziba? Why is this mudare mansub? So whoever is saying laytana, yeah, laytana, there is a tamanni here, right? Before the vow, right? It has to be before the vow. It must be preceded. Preceded means whatever I have written over there, it must be present before the vow. Okay, so what is present before the vow that can qualify it to be wawil ma'ayya, because we are seeing mudare mansub after it. So there is the aslubutal, which is tamanni. You are wishing something, right? So there is a laytana, right? Laytana, right? We wish, right? Oh, we wish, we return, wala nukazziba, and we do not lie. And how we return? When we return, we also don't lie. Okay? The verses of Allah. Now this return should be with no lying of the verses of Allah or the signs of Allah. Can it be waw hal? No. No, it cannot be, because why then? How will we justify our mudari mansub if it is waw halia? Waw halia does not have an mudmira after it. Does it make sense? Two actions are occurring side by side, very similar to what happens in hal, but waw halia should not make mudari mansub. Waw ma'iyya is going to make mudari mansub. And this concept, can be confusing, and it can confuse you. You may confuse it with waw hal, but remember, waw halia will not make mudari mansub. Remember that. Your mudari can also be mansub after wawil ma'ayya, and because it has a hidden an after it. Everyone got this? Now, if I asked you what is making nakuna mudari mansub, will you call this waw ma'ayya, or you will call it just atf? Yes, this is going to be just atf. It is because of just atf from this status got transferred to nakuna. Okay. The third waw. Oh no, this is the second waw here. The second waw is just, this one is just atf. Okay. Everyone with me so far? So now these difficult verses, while we are going over them, they are not making up most of Quran. They are going to be 3 or 4 verses where you will see Wabil Ma'ayya, or 2 at the most. I would say, 2, 3 verses. Don't quote me on that, but there are very few verses, to be honest, where you will see Wabil Ma'ayya. But students will be very, very confused when they see something mansub and they do not know any reason why is this nasb status. So you will be at this advantage that you since you have studied the complete list of harufun nasiba, you can figure it out that this is now going to be wabil ma'ayya because there is a aslubu tal before it, or there's a negation before it. This qualifies to be wabil ma'ayya, and then possibly there's a hidden an after it, which is making mutare mansub. And there is no other reason that I can figure it out, because if there is no other reason. Naruddu is marfu with dammatul zahira, but nukazziba is nukazziba bil fatah and is mansub bil fatatu zahira. So we are confused. Why is this mansub in status? As a beginner student, people are confused. So the reason here is wawil ma'ayya has an hidden an after it, which is making mudare mansub. The condition for wawil ma'ayya is either it has to be preceded by negation or asalibutal. Okay. Yes. This is the same waw that we just call mansub. Its name is ma'iyya. There is another vowel ma'iyya that you have learned as well when you were learning maf'ul ma'ahu, the same name, but you will see how that is different. You will not see a mudare mansub after it, the one that comes with maf'ul ma'ahu. You will see maf'ul before that, after that waw. Okay. There are 2 vows. You have learned the same name in your term 2 as well, when we were learning mafa'ilul khamsa, right? Yeah. So, but in that case, what do you see? In that case, you will see an ism after it, which is a maf'ul. Okay. Here, what are you seeing? You are seeing a fail after it. Okay. That the same name, but how you will distinguish? That you are not going to call nukaziba maf'ul ma'ahu. No, you are going to just call nukaziba mudare mansub bi an mudmira, right? It's a fail. Okay. Should we go ahead? Everyone got it? Alhamdulillah. So now comes lamul jahud. special kind of lam that has an mudmira after it. And juhad. What is the meaning of juhad? Juhad means to deny, to strongly deny something. Okay, to strongly deny something. And you will see here the meaning is different. Lam yakunillahu liyaghfira. Okay, lam yakunillahu liyaghfira lahum wala liyahdiyahum. And I think I briefly went over this verse in the last session as well. So here again, you don't see a reasoning here. Is this lam giving you the reasoning? Never will Allah forgive them, nor will He guide them to a way. Do you see any reasoning with Islam here? That why is it giving you any reasoning? Yes or no? I want answers from everyone. I want everyone to be in the class focusing on the verse. Okay. But what do you see? Do you see a very strong negation? A very strong negative sentence? Never will Allah forgive them. This never. This is because of Lamul Jahud. Every time you are going to see li after lam yakun or ma kana, you are going to label lamul jahud. Okay, don't call it lamu ta'lil because this is not giving you the reason. It's just making negation very strong. Okay, it is making negation very strong. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. Okay, so li is there to make when li is there to make negation strong, and when it is followed by lam yakun or ma kana, you are going to call that li, after which you see mudare mansoob lamul jahud. Okay, so when I was learning it as a beginner student of grammar, I just memorized it like this, that I didn't know what was the implication. I just know that if I see li after which mudare is mansoob, I will call it lamul jahud, because if it is preceded by lam yakun or ma kana. Okay, if it is preceded by lam yakun, if there is lam yakun ma kana and there is a mudare mansoob by li, I am going to call that li as lamul jahud. Okay, so then is your last particle, that is after which you can see mudare mansoob, and that last particle is aw, and you can see here laysa laka min al-amri shay'un. Not for you, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, but for Allah. Aw yatuba alayhim aw yu'adhiba. You are seeing a mudare mansoob after aw, and this is mansoob because of, again, an mudmira. Okay, there is a hidden an after aw which made mudare mansoob. I could only find one verse, and I think this one was the gift from Sister Zohra. She brought it to my attention. So then I have added it to the slides in case of in your term 2 slides, and I added it today in today's slide as well. So this was, and the reason I'm telling you this is going to be very, very rarely seen. But if you see any aw followed by mudare mansoob, you should look for, is it, you should think about aw as harf nasiba, which has an mudmira after it. Okay, you should think about mudmira after aw. Okay, and this is not very commonly seen in Quran, and this aw usually will have meaning of either until or illa. Okay, it is the only condition for this aw is that it must have meaning of ila or illa. Ila means until or to, or illa means except. You all remember this? So this is all that I have from harufun nasiba. And again, you should remember, you will have al-masdar al-mu'awwal with an yatuba is alayhim is going to be al-masdar al-mu'awwal. And when you have al-masdar al-mu'awwal, it acts very similar to an ism. Not similar, it is an ism. Okay. It you will see, it can have a meaning of or as well. It may be translated as or whether, but remember, it should, in an ideal world, the meaning should be until or except. Okay, but remember, your English translation or whatever you call it can never justify Arabic. There will be many cases you will see how the word is should be translated, you are not finding the same very translation in the English or Urdu. Okay, so but grammatically, you will figure out that here this au is sometimes you have to figure out that the reason why the mudare is mansoob is because of au. Okay, and in some cases you will just understand it that this is a grammatical reasoning for a word to be mansoob. However, in Urdu or English, the meaning may not be very obvious. Okay, so let's shift gears now and let's start the topic that we were supposed to cover today in our in our session number 115, and that was we were going to go over as-salasi al-mujarrad. So who remembers what is as-salasi al-mujarrad? As-salasi. What does as-salasi mean? Three, right? Three letters. And al-mujarrad, something that is stripped off, that has nothing, that is raw, right? Everything is raw here. You don't have any additional letter. You don't have anything extra here. It is as pure as it can be. Okay, so there are no additional letters now, and this is our form 1. And in this form 1, I want you to remember the king is Ainul Kalima. Your Ainul Kalima is the king of your family 1 or your form 1. All I will want you to focus on is, please focus on, I will keep on repeating and I will keep on telling you, focus on Ainul Kalima. Form 1 is the same thing as family 1. Okay, just like family 2, family 3, same thing is form 1. Okay, so I can just write it over here, or family 1. Okay, if that makes things more understandable for you. Okay, so sometimes you will see that there is a family and then there are subfamilies. Do you remember Quraysh? There was a tribe called Quraysh, and our prophet belonged to this tribe, Quraysh. So do you remember if it was just one tribe, or there were many sub-tribes in Quraysh as well? Many. Okay, so think of family 1 like that. Think of that, and that will help you understand family 1 very well. Okay, just like Quraysh was, Quraysh had Banu Mahzoom, Quraysh had Banu Hashim, Banu Adi, so Banu Taim, right? So just like that, you have family 1, and then there are 6 clans in family 1. Okay, and their 6 clans are like Banu Hashim, Banu Taim, and Banu Zahra. Okay, so keep that in mind. So you will see your past tense can look like fa'ala, like ja'ala, nasara. Your past tense can look like fa'ila, like sami'a. Have you ever heard of that word in Quran? Have you ever come across sami'a in Quran? Type 1 if you have, and stay interactive and focus. And then your word can spell like fa'ula. So in all these 3 words, what is different that you are seeing? Where is the difference coming? There is only ayn that is changing the haraka. So does it make sense now that your Ainul Kalima is the king of form 1 or family 1? Because you need to be very, I was teaching you Bab Bab Taf'il. It was not just Ainul Kalima, right? There was a Mushaddad Ainul Kalima, but you were focusing on your Mudare with Dhamma, and you were focusing on your Faul Kalima with Fatha in case of Taf'il, and then, sometimes the Faul Kalima with some other, with the Sukoon and this and that, there were some differences, right? But when it comes to Form 1, you will see there is an Ainul Kalima that is undergoing a lot of changes, okay? So Fa'ala, Fa'ila, Fa'ula. Okay? If Fa'ala marries Yaf'ulu, if Fa'ala marries Yaf'ulu, that means the family name is going to be Nasara. Nasara. Or you can call it Babe If Fa'ala marries Yaf'ulu, Ain with Dhamma, the family name becomes the sub tribe is going to be named Nasara or Babe Noon. Okay. When you have Fa'ala, and if Fa'ala word marries Yaf'ilu, okay, I'm going to repeat. If Fa'ala comes with it has a mudare that spells like Yaf'ilu, the family name is going to be Daraba. Okay, or you can also call it Babe Dod. Okay, just by the first name of the word. Okay, when you have Fa'ala, Yaf'alu, the family that we are going to look at is going to be Fataha. Let me show you how. So there is one sub-tribe called Bab Nasara. You all can see that. In Bab Nasara, what will happen is every word will spell like Nasara. All the past tense, all three kalimas in past tense will have fathas. Got it? Everything will be with fatha. The main kalima is Ainul Kalima. You will see Ainul Kalima has a fatha. That is a kalima that you need to focus on. In Bab Nasara, which is one of the sub-tribes in case of family 1, your mudare is going to be with Dhamma on Ainul Kalima. Just like word Yansuru. Remember we used to do the conjugation, we learned our mudare conjugation with Nasara, with Yansuru, right? And our Madi conjugation, we learned it with word Nasara in our term 2. So if your Ainul Kalima has a Fatha in Madin and your Ainul Kalima has Dhamma in Mudare, the sub-tribe is Bab Nasara. The clan is going to be Nasara clan. I hope you all are with me. Type 1 if you are. I want the new students who are learning it for the first time to type 1. I want ones from them who have never learned Nasara is, new for them. If your Ainul Kalima in Madin has a Fatha, if your Ainul Kalima in Madin has Fatha, and in Mudare has Dhamma, your Bab is going to be Bab Nasara or Babe Noon. Okay? Nasara Yansuru. Nasara Yansuru. You got it? The masdar in this case is not fixed. In family 1, one family, one tribe can have many masadar. There is no fixed masdar, just like, unlike in family 2, 3, 4, 5, where the masdar can be taf'ilan or jihadan wa mujahidatan or ta'alluman or tafa'ulan. Here, there is no fixed masdar. However, I just put one there, which is Nasran. Okay? Nasran. So focus on Nasran for now, but remember, there can be many masadir for one tribe. You don't need to remember all that. You will, inshallah, you just need to know how does Madi look? How does Mudari looks? What is the spelling for Ism Fa'il? What is the spelling for Ism Maf'ul? What is the spelling for Zar? And what is the spelling for this last thing? And then rest is going to be, inshallah, easy. Okay? So if your if your Ainul Kalima has a Fatha, and it is 3-lettered word, and Ainul Kalima has a Fatha in Madin and has a Dhamma in Mudare, which clan are we talking about then? It is family 1, but which clan? Bab Nasara or Babe Noon. Okay? Now, look here. If your past tense has Fatha on Ainul Kalima, but a Kasra on Ainul Kalima in Mudare. Fatha on Ainul Kalima in Fail Madin, but Kasra on Ainul Kalima in Fail Mudare. What are you going to think about? Bab Daraba. Bab daraba. Okay, now you are not going to call it noon, you are going to call dod. Okay, bab daraba, because your ainul kalima is no longer with dhamma, it is with kasra now. So this is going to be bab daraba. Okay, now look at this. If your this has to be fataha, this is not qaf, it should be fa. If your ainul kalima still has a fatha, and your ainul kalima now has a fatha in mudare too. Both in madin and mudare, your ainul kalima has fatha. The name is fataha. This one is easy, right? Fatah, fatah, right? So everything is going to be with fatha. This is easy. This should, no one should make a mistake here, right? Because fatha, just remember the fatha on haraka fatha, and that will help you remember that there is in ainul fatha on the ainul kalima in madin, fatha on ainul kalima in mudari. I am going to think about bab fataha. Okay? Type 1 if you are with me. If your madin now has kasra on ainul kalima. Now your madin has kasra on ainul kalima, like sami'a, and fatha, in case of mudare on ainul kalima, your bab is going to be sami'a, and you can also call it babe seen. Kasra on ainul kalima, fatha in mudare, kasra on ainul kalima in fil madin, fatha on ainul kalima in mudare is going to be bab sami'a. Okay? And now there will be a lot of questions that must be coming to your mind. And we are going to go over them one by one. I have a lot of slides to go over, okay? So whosoever has unmuted themselves, keep yourself muted for now. Now this next bab that you're going to see is again with the kasra on ainul kalima. Can you all see the kasra on ainul kalima? Hasiba. Hasiba. Kasra on ainul kalima in fail madin and kasra on ainul kalima in fail mudare, both. When your madin, when your word comes from a clan where you see kasra on ainul kalima in both madin and mudare, think about bab hasiba. What are you going to think about? Hasiba. Okay? So if your madin and mudare, they both have kasra, you are going to think about bab hasiba. Okay? Now what happens? It is not. It is supposed to be karuma. Okay. Let's see here. Now what is happening here is your ainul kalima here is with dhamma. Can you all see that? Everyone? And recently you have done for those of you who have been doing word to word with Sister Faiza, you must have seen for amma sakulat mawazinuhu. Sakulat ainul kalima with dhamma. You are going to think about bab karuma. Bab karuma. Okay? When your ainul kalima in past tense has dhamma, there is only one option. There is only one option. And the option is bab karuma. If you see a word with dhamma on ainul kalima, babe kaf or babe karuma. In mudare, you are going to again see dhamma. You see dhamma in both madin and mudare. Kabura yakburu. Kabura yakburu. Karuma yakrumu. Everyone got it? So this is all your 6 clans together. So what are we seeing? the first row of words, the first three set of words, look at them. Don't they all look the same? Nasara, daraba, fataha. Isn't it confusing? When you look at the word, you're going to be like, is it from bab, fataha, nasara, daraba, right? It can be confusing sometimes, right? And most of the time it is going to be confusing. But let me tell you one tip. The most common family, the most common bab that you're going to see in family one is going to be nasara. So when you have to make a guess, if you see a word that spells like nasara, think about babe noon. Okay? The first point you need to see is, at this stage, I want you to forget about everything. Okay? Just remember all those babs that have fathas in case of madin. Tell me the babs that you are seeing here that have fatha, all fathas in madin. Number one, do this first. Babe noon, babe dod, babe fa. All these have fathas in their past tense, in right, on the ain kalma. Right? Is it everyone with me so far? All of them with a fatha on the ainul kalima in Felun Madin are babe noon, babe dod, babe fa. Is this clear so far? What are the two babs with the kasra on the ainul kalima that you are seeing in the case of Fel Madin? The madi or the past tense with the kasra is sami'a and hasiba. Sami'a, hasiba, with the kasra on ainul kalima. So babe sin and babe ha are the two babs with the kasra in case of past tense on the ainul kalima, which is one bab that is the only unique in carrying a dhamma on ainul kalima in madin, and that is karuma. Karuma nobody can miss. In the past tense form, nobody can be confused, right? Okay, one more time. Let's see here. So when you see a word, a beginner, and now three possibilities. When you see a past tense that spells like fa'ala, what are the three possibilities? We just did them, and now you have them on the slides again, so that it is drilled in your brain. Okay, nasara, daraba, fataha. Nasara, daraba, fataha. Babi noon, babi dod, babi fa. Okay, babi noon, babi dod, babi fa. So these are the three possibilities that you should think in your brain, that this could be possible, that this word can be from nasara or daraba or fataha. Okay, is everyone with me so far? Type 1 if you are. And I'm talking about those who are doing it for the first time, not the seasoned travelers. Okay, good job. Now, what are the two possibilities when your past tense spells like fa'ila or sami'a or hasiba? These are the possibilities. When your past tense spells like fa'ila, two possibilities. Think about sami'a, hasiba. Think about sami'a, hasiba. Where? This one? Yaftahu. This is the present tense form. It is its present tense form, dear. Because nasara will be paired with yansuru, with the dhamma on the ainul kalima. Daraba is paired with yadribu, with a kasra on ainul kalima. Fataha is paired with yaftahu with fatha on the ainul kalima. Okay, so that you know the pairs together, so that you memorize them quickly. I have put it on the slides again and again and again. Okay, I have tried to present them in different ways. Okay, now Fa'ala, nasara, daraba, fataha. Fa'ila, sami'a, hasiba. When you see fa'ula, one option only. Karuma, right? I mean, Vayaki, is it clear to some of you or all of you what's the situation now in the class? I'm going to go by beginners. I'm not going to go by those who have been exposed to surf before, my dear sisters. Unfortunately, I have to make sure Aisha, Ranas, and know them. But they understand. At least they get the basic. Yeah. So, Ranas, if I give you a word from Quran, let me give you a word from Quran. Okay. Kataba. What do you think when you see word kataba? It is madin or mudari? Don't worry about anything at this point. It is past tense. When you have a words that spells like fa'ala, it can be nasara. What is another option, my dear sister? Babe noon. Then what? Give me daraba. It can be daraba. Very well done. What is the third option? You are going to think about nasara, daraba, fataha. Right? Make sense or no sense? So three family verbs that we are going to now think about. Is this clear so far? Okay, now come back and don't get lose yourself. Okay, just one by one we are going to do it. Okay, just take it easy. I'm here to make you understand this. That's why I'm doing this session. Otherwise I would be chilling or finishing my notes which are all left. Okay, so now think about this one. When you have a word that spells like fa'ila, what are your two options? Sami'a clan or Hasiba clan. Okay. So Sami'a or Hasiba clan. So let's see here. Do we find anything with a kasra here? Let me just give you a word. Let me see here. Search it. Here, Shariba. Give me an option. Give me an option for this word. Is it one option only or two or three? Give me the options, my dear sisters. Seen and ha. Seen and ha. And what is seen referring to? What do you mean when you say seen? Sami'a. Sami'a is one option. And what's the second option for you? Hasiba, right? Does it make sense or no sense? Okay. Now there is a word here. Hazamu. Hazamu. The options. Look, which kalima you are going to look at, and how are you going to tell me that these are the options? I'm going to get to your question. I'm Aisha. So if you have two, the most common one is going to be Samia, okay? But does not mean that it's going to be the right answer. For family one, you usually have to consult dictionary, okay? But you will know the most common because their present tense form will be there in Quran, and you know that this is usually used from this family, okay? When you see a word hazamu, this is past tense or present tense. Number one, real quick, nahu. Past tense or present? It's a past tense, madin. So now hazamu. The ainul kalima has a fatha. So your word is from, can be from. There are three options for your word, right? Your three options: noon, dod, fa. Noon, Dot fa. It can be from bab nasara. It can be from bab daraba. It can be bab fataha. Keep that in mind. And I'm going to teach you how to narrow down. Okay. Qatala. Where is this word coming from? Salasi mujarrad, family one. So can it be from only fataha? Or there are three options again. Babe noon, babe dod, and babe fa. Right? Nasara, daraba, fataha. Clear or no? Your word, next word is fasadat. Fasadat. What is that option for this word? Same, three options, right? You are never going to tell me, oh, there is only one option or no. You are always going to tell me, okay, there can be fasada, all fatas, nasara, daraba, and then the third one is fataha, right? Nasara, daraba, fataha. Okay. Now, if I give you this word, the surah that you are doing recently. No. So let me just take you to the surah that you recite on Friday. Okay, let's see. No, not this one. Okay. Surah Kahf. Okay, let's see here. Yes, I want you to see this word. Okay, why is it? Okay, this word, kaburat. What is an option? One option, two options, three options. This is the word that will only have one option because your one past tense, there is only one option for the past tense with the dhamma on ainul kalima. All you are looking at is which kalima? Faul kalima, ainul kalima, or lamul kalima? Ainul kalima. So when you're focused, did you notice how you're just focused on ainul kalima in family one? And that is helping you determine which bab your word belongs to. Now look at this one. Ja'alna. Ja'alna. What do you think? All three, right? All three. Because Ainul Kalima is maftuha. It is with fatha. You are going to say it can be Bab Nasara, Daraba, or it can be Bab Fataha. Okay. Now let's see another word so that we don't get very confused. And we are all on the same page. Okay. Ba'asnahum. Ba'asnahum. Yes, it's going to be, yes, Ainul Kalima is with a fatha. Did I write it with something else? Fataha yaftahu. Yeah. Yaftahu. Ba'athna. Again, Ainul Kalima with fatha. You are going to think about three options. Okay. Now, if I show you this word, al-munafiqun and Thaqulat. One option only. You are only going to think about what? Bab Karuma. Everyone got it? Yes or no? So, my dear sisters, again, as a beginner, if your past tense spells like fa'ala, think about nasara, daraba, fataha. If your past tense spells like fa'ila, think about sami'a, hasiba. If your past tense spells like fa'ula, think about only one bab, that is karuma. Okay? I will remove it if that I copy pasted it from somewhere. So as you can see, it was a copy pasted slide, and I did not put my thing on it as well because it is not my something that I made. But I thought that the first one, the very first, this one, very colorful, very nice. Somebody worked really hard on this one, though. Yeah, may Allah bless them for their work. Okay, when you have a fail mudare, and I'm going to leave you with fail madin. Okay, so yeah, I will remove it, my dear sisters. Don't worry about that. Okay. So I will want you to go over these slides. Okay. My slides. Okay. For so far, you if you find them understandable, you just go over my slides and you can see, you will, have this memorized. Nasara yansuru, daraba yadribu, fataha yaftahu, samia yasma'u, hasiba yahsibu, karuma yakrumu. Okay. And then I want you to go over these slides, these slides, these slides. Okay. So far, we have only covered this. And then, inshallah, in our next session, we will cover the rest of family one. Okay. So, is that so far easy or is still very confusing? Okay, I think that you have understood. So, yeah, so we will cover it how we I have put it in my slides. You just need to memorize this, and that will help you understand this, and this. Okay, inshallah. So with that, I will have to end the session. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope you find this beneficial, and please go over the recording again for Harufun Nasaba so that they stick, inshallah.